I missed that? This your vegan.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Ironic they were taking down pictures of fish.
Boy, very inspiring.
Thank you, darling.
My name is Jared Colt, and I'm a recent graduate of Columbia University's GSAT as of May, and I did my undergraduate education at Howard University and graduated in 2011. Since graduation, I did a small internship at HWKN, and after that, now I'm pursuing a design collective with this man right here.
So, this man right here is Kyle Spence. I'm here from Long Island, New York, and I also went to Howard University undergrad and to Columbia University for grad school. And since graduation, I've really been intensely looking at just sort of the idea of what our design collective is going to be, and we call our collective BAC. It's myself, Jared, and one of our other colleagues who went to Howard and Harvard, and we've been looking at a lot of research, thinking about how African heritage influences design. So we sort of problematize sort of issues of the present that look also at the traditions of the past to now design a future sort of African model for the way that we look at the world. And this project is a culmination of a lot of these ideas that we've been practicing on in a physical space. So this restaurant, it's our first commission here in Harlem, and we're proud Harlem residents and customers of Miss Beaner. And Seasoned Vegan is something that we believe in. It's a brand that the community already has sort of embraced, and there's a lot of energy, and we're just so excited to just be part of it, to really design the experience that's going to keep people coming and keep the customers, alive, and keep the vision of Miss Beaner in this project. So we're really super excited about it.
I mean, for me personally, I've always been interested in creative type things. Whether it was poetry or songwriting, I spent like a lot of my childhood writing songs and poetry. And I guess from that was sort of my first groundwork of design, figuring out how to lay out a song. And when it came time to go to college, I wanted to be an art major. And that was my one thing. I wanted to either do journalism or be an art major. And that's the only thing. My parents were like, well, why don't you look at architecture? That might be a little more constructive. You might be able to get a little bit more done. So I did a whole summer semester at Carnegie Mellon where I was like exposed to like staying up really late, working on projects overnight, long hours, and like I was tired, but I wasn't exhausted, and I really enjoyed the amount of time that I was putting into designing and creating and like the product and the way people like respond to design. So that's pretty much why I got into it.
Architecture. So this is a funny answer, but I think the reason why I got into architecture is because E is equal to MC squared, which to me means that between silence and light are the modulation of space and time. And I found in particular that architecture is a true Renaissance profession in that you have to fuse a lot of different talents. It's art, it's mathematics, it's sciences, it's research, it's history, and you sort of bring all these tools that you have at your disposal into sort of the built world around you. And so it's the only place where you see that something that came from your mind, a small idea, can be physically built, and people experience the spaces that you thought of. And it's like, how is it possible? How's this person gonna feel when I draw this one line? How's this person gonna feel like this thing that I built in three-dimensional space on my computer, when they enter the space, they're gonna feel this way? Are they gonna think what I was thinking when I built this? If they come 50 years from now, is it still gonna be that same feeling that I felt, 50 years before? And it's just something that like really has this permanency that's gonna outlive me. It's a creative legacy in a built form, and that to me is just the beauty of architecture, and that's why I got into it. We talked to Ms. Beaner, and we know Seasoned Vegan, we know the food, we know the product, and something that has always been a big part of us is that, and part of this project in particular, is that we know that the food itself is an experience, and the way Ms. Beaner has approached cooking is that, vegan food is a part of it's something that some people may be unfamiliar to, and not all of our customers are in fact vegan. Now, I myself am vegan. I've been vegan for 3 years. But when they try her food, when they first taste it, they're just like, oh man, it's fried chicken. But it's just like, oh, but it's not fried chicken. It's something else. And the experiments that she tries week after week, and each and every day with new excitement and new energy and new love, we want to bring that same energy into the project. And this experimental nature, and like we want to bring as experimental architects. We create and design spaces, and we've been doing that for as long as we've been researching. We want to do that with the project in the same way. We know that there's a need for a new mother of Harlem, and it says since Sylvia's passed away, we're looking for who's going to be the mother of soul food, and we're saying that soul food can be something that's healthy. Some of the big fixtures of Harlem, Bill Clinton and Al Sharpton have been converting to veganism, looking for healthier options, and with Seasoned Vegan opening up, this is now going to be the center, the location where people are going to say, okay, this is the future of soul food. It's something healthy, something that gives me energy, and it's a journey, and it's what Ms. Bino always says. It's like we want to create a place that's spiritual, but not necessarily religious. So everyone can bring their own place and their own self into a location and a design and experience that really brings all these tools and food groups together. And that's what we want with this project. We're excited. Yes.